American CNN. It is the Arab version of the British BBC. My brother, my sister, and this story was published only 19 hours ago. I need you to open ears and listen. It is Ghana Parliament shuts down over COVID outbreak among MPs staff. And I read. It says Ghana's Parliament has shut down for at least 3 weeks over a surge in coronavirus cases among lawmakers and staff. At least 17 members of Parliament and 151 support staff have been infected with the virus, which had already forced lawmakers to limit their assembly meetings. The Speaker of Parliament, Alban Blakk, announced on Tuesday, that's yesterday, that the legislature would be in recess until March 2 to make way for disinfection and sanitization of the premises. I have, in consultation with leadership, decided that sitting in of the House be adjourned for 3 weeks, said Blakk, adding that Parliament's Appointments Committee would continue to meet to consider the ministerial nominees of President Nana Addo, who was re-elected in December. The West African country has reported 73,003 coronavirus cases, including 482 deaths since the pandemic began. Legal social gatherings such as funerals, large social gatherings such as funerals, weddings, and parties are banned. And the country's land and sea borders have remained closed to human traffic since March 2020, while beaches, nightclubs, cinemas, and pubs continue to remain shut. Last month, Ghanaian soldiers were forced to intervene in Parliament to quell a clash between opposing parties in chaotic scenes during the vote for the Speaker. The new Parliament is split down the middle between the two main parties, posing the risk of political gridlock. Thank you. My brother, my sister, you heard it loud and clear. 17 MPs have tested positive for COVID-19. 151 in Parliament have also tested positive for COVID-19. My brother, my sister, if the Parliament House of Ghana alone can have 17 sitting MPs test positive and 151 support staff test positive, it means that Armageddon has been pronounced on us with COVID-19. What am I talking about? This is just one institution, the legislature. My brother, my sister, and already 17 MPs have caught it. 151 support staff caught it. We are not talking about MPs who had it and have recovered. We're talking about MPs who have it now. 17. 151 support staff also have that. You remember, just last week, the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Blakk, came out boldly to say that MPs would very soon have their COVID status announced to the public. And a lot of MPs started to fight it. No, you have no right to do that. My brother, my sister, today Al Jazeera has the information that 17 MPs have tested positive for COVID-19. And 151 support staff in Parliament. COVID-19, for that matter, Parliament has been shut down for 3 solid weeks so that they can have some sanitization going on in Parliament. My brother, my sister, let me draw your attention to something very important. Look at how the parliamentarians sit in Parliament, even with the nose masks. Look at how parliamentarians, my brother, my sister, sit in the Parliament House as adults controlling themselves. Let me take your eyes away from the Parliament and go to our schools, primary schools, kindergartens. My brother, some of these schools, the cluster of schools, have students and pupils clustering, or better still, clustered in the classrooms, just as the name cluster of schools implicate. My brother, my sister, if Parliament would have parliamentarians sit in that kind of decorum, wearing their mask, and 17 in one Parliament have this, and 151 support staff also have this, then I wonder what will be happening in the schools. In a school at Akosombo, it was reported in the news that more and more people are testing positive for COVID-19. This is just a preamble. I'm building a point and I need you to come along. Listen, my brother, my sister. COVID-19 is becoming more dangerous than how careless we have become. Politicians did not see anything wrong running left, right, and center campaigning. These guys are selfish. These guys are terribly selfish. When it comes to their livelihood, their greed is untold. Their greed is abysmal. Their greed has assumed an abyss that has no end to its depth. My brother, my sister, when it comes to the politician, you will never hear anywhere in the world that politicians have gone on a strike or a demonstration, because they make sure they twist the laws. They make sure they twist the hands of the taxpayer to satisfy their greed. That is why it hurts me when I see youth in the ghetto follow these idiots around. They don't care about you, and COVID-19 has exposed them. COVID-19 has exposed these dirty politicians, my brother, my sister, all over Africa. It is not my prayer that COVID-19 continues to hit anybody at all, be it a friend or an enemy. But my brother, my sister, I am making a point that I need you to decipher. These are the people who say, oh, don't hide your COVID-19 status. These are the same idiots who say, hey, you see, COVID-19 is okay. When you have it, that is all. Seek treatment and don't hide it, and don't vilify those who have it, and don't even try, my brother, my sister, to make people who have COVID-19 feel that they are not even supposed to be part of humanity. Yet these are the same people who would stop the Speaker of Parliament from announcing their COVID status. I thought that the Ghanaian Parliament should be the first to say that, listen, Mr. Speaker, announce our COVID status to be a strong example for every other person in Ghana who thinks it's a joke. That's one. And two, anybody around Ghana and beyond that has COVID-19 and is hiding it, come out. You will not be vilified. Come out. It is not something that we will look down on. But no, our parliamentarian said the Speaker has no right, and they don't want their statuses of COVID-19 to be announced. No wonder Carlos could carelessly leave his house and go all the way to a polling station when he had tested positive for COVID-19, shaking hands with 1 million people, and on his way back, 1 trillion people he shook hands with, embraced. And at the end of the day, the president was so embarrassed that he had to push him into the cooler, out of the ministry. My brother, my sister, now if you are saying people should accept COVID and not see it as the end of life, why are you stopping the speaker from announcing your COVID status? Now Al Jazeera has come out with it. 17 parliamentarians in the Ghana parliament have tested positive for COVID-19. 151 support staff tested positive as of 19 hours ago. We don't know if more have tested. My brother, my sister, I'm making a point. And as I said, I need you to come along. My brother, it would be so beautiful to come out and say, like people like Israelite and a few other people who have boldly come out to say, listen, I tested positive for COVID-19 and I'm taking my precautions and I'm doing A, B, C, D, my medications and all that and all that and all that and all that. At the end of the day, people who see people like Israelite as role models, when they catch it, they will be bold enough to seek medication without any fear of vilification. And people who see Israelite and the rest as role models would listen to Israelite tell them that take precautions. But if you hide it, you shield it, and you don't want the Speaker of Parliament to come out with it, then you are just cowards who preach virtues and practice vices. This is simple. My brother, my sister, I am taking you all the way to South Africa. They have imported COVID-19 vaccines in South Africa from Oxford and blah, blah, blah. They have just realized that as the vaccines arrived, my brother, millions of vaccines for the South African people, imported that using the taxpayers' money, money that could break the neck of poverty in several African countries. They voted all the money for Bill Gates and his cohorts and brought the vaccine in. Now, as the vaccine arrived, doctors in the country tested that and realized that there is a new wave of COVID-19 in South Africa which cannot be treated or stopped by the vaccine that they just brought in. And for that matter, they have shelved that. One, they cannot return the vaccines. Now, good principles of marketing and commerce will tell you that any goods that are bought should be returnable. If you studied economics in school or commerce in school, you should have been told this. If your teacher did not tell you that, then he forgot or he did not know. Now you walk around Ghana and so many shops, they write, goods bought here are not returnable. What is that? Why are you selling me nonsense? Or are you selling me stupid things? Why should I come in and buy something? I go out and I find out that this is nothing but nonsense. And I have to return that to you. But because of your 419 message, I am unable to return goods. Especially pharmacies. Pharmacies, yes. They will write their goods bought here are not returnable. What kind of marketing is this? Why should I come and buy something, and if I don't find it good enough, I cannot return it? Why is it an occultic something? Is it an occultic institution where you can't change your mind? I buy something, I don't need it anymore. I realize that it's the wrong one or the fake one that I've bought, and I have lost my money. It is not done anywhere in the world apart from greedy Africa, careless Africa, wicked Africa, Goods bought here are not returnable. My brother, my sister, I travel to America, I travel to Germany, I travel to South Africa, and so many different countries. Anything I buy from a shop, even if it is a candy, and I bite it and I realize that no, this candy is defaulted in something, I return it, my money is returned to me. My brother, my sister, I can go into a shop and buy a guitar or buy some musical instrument, take it out, go home and play it. If I realize that I don't like the way it sounds, I return it to the shop and take my money. Not in Ghana, not in Africa. What point is Blakk Rasta making? Now COVID-19 vaccine has defied all these principles of good marketing and commerce. Once you import the vaccine, your money has fallen inside water, as Ghanaians will tell you, atonsum. So South Africa has lost a lot of money importing COVID-19 vaccines. Millions of American dollars. They imported that. And just yesterday it was reported that the vaccine is actually useless for the purpose of South Africa. The government of South Africa will now take the vaccine and fry it like Obi, fry it like Momoni, fry it like in Chinam. They have lost money. What point is Blakk Rasta making? Ghana is importing vaccines here. Now the president said by March, vaccines will fly all over Ghana and every Ghanaian will be immunized. Better stay vaccinated. Tell me the difference between immunization and vaccination. Another time I will deal with that. We've dealt with it before. My brother, my sister, the Ghanaian government said by March, every single Ghanaian from the 30 million population would get a job for the COVID-19 vaccine. My brother, my sister, can we learn from South Africa? Can we learn from some other countries? Now imagine this vaccine comes and then we start enjoying, excuse my language, I'm speaking sarcastically, and in fact we start enjoying another wave of COVID-19 like South Africans, a variant of the virus. What happens? The money that we don't have already, the money that is already finished, the money that we got IMF that we have blown on our elections and some other things like that, would have also fallen in water. Boom. The old men and women in power will die and leave that debt for you and me to pay. That is if we are lucky to be alive at that time. Because in these terrible conditions, anybody can die. Now, it doesn't matter whether you are old or young. The old men and women have made it so hellish that, my brother, my sister, life is almost becoming useless. And I'll give you an example soon. South Africa imported it. It arrived, and within 1 week, doctors have realized that, in fact, the vaccine that came from Oxford, and when we say Oxford, you know what we mean. The so-called top-notch doctors are all from those areas. All doctor in Africa has a rating. They look down on us day in and day out. And we have also accepted their Hollywood judgment of us. My brother, my sister, I'm going to make it clearer. When this vaccine arrives here, and there happens to be another variant of this, it means Yaboka. If the COVID could come all the way from Wuhan and slap our cringing brows within days, right here in the hot tropical platform of Africa, then South Africa here is a joke. The virus they said came all the way from Wuhan in South Africa. In days, no matter how careful we were, we all started dying like flies in this country. Now South Africa has a new variant. And that one can swallow the vaccine and laugh. You remember that advert thing? Was it what mosquito spray? You all remember that advert that was running on TV? My brother, my sister, that new variant of COVID can swallow the whole vaccine, laugh at you to bring more because it has an insatiable appetite for more of those vaccines. So what point at all is Blakk Rasta making? Remember, I told you earlier that this old man and old men in power has made it so terrible that now it doesn't even matter whether you are young or not. People will die. They are dying. There's hunger all over this. You see, Project came out and he said, COVID-19 is so real. COVID-19 is more than real, my brother. And he says that the day that COVID-19 comes with the vaccine from abroad, he would give himself out to be injected with it. This is the voice of a desperate man, a man who is speaking in relation. Can you fault Kwesi Pratt? His brother just died from COVID. He has seen how real it is. And when a powerful Pan-Africanist like Kwesi Pratt, one of my mentors, will come out and speak like this, that you should know that this is a voice of desperation. What is Blakk Rasta saying? Simple. A man like Kwesi Pratt says, anything that comes in that has the name vaccine, it doesn't matter whether it's fake or not. As long as the nation says this is the vaccine, he will take it. Knowing very well what happened, knowing very well how these dangerous people in the past and even in present times have created diseases and have thrown these diseases. You would understand exactly that this is the voice of desperation. His brother just died. Kwesi Pratt is a powerful Pan-Africanist, but the point he's making is simple. If COVID-19 is killing us, and I've seen the death that COVID-19 visited on my family, whether I take that vaccine or not, COVID-19 would still put me down. So it's better to jump and die than not to jump and die. How many people understand? That is desperation. Many don't understand it. And Kwesi Pratt has also said, this one I'm taking from Peace FM Online. And he says, COVID, if I says coronavirus might be the beginning of human extinction. That's what Kwesi Pratt says. And I read the first two paragraphs. Coronavirus is today the most talked about issue of the world, as millions have been infected by the viral disease and millions also dead worldwide. The life-threatening disease is one that many scientists have been racking their brains to find a lasting solution to. But due to its mutation tendencies, the disease has become a conundrum for the health aspects. However, there is hope, as vaccines have been developed to curb the disease, and already some countries have begun administering the vaccines to their populace. But there are some conspiracies and controversies over the vaccines and even the disease itself, coronavirus. My brother, my sister, I jump. Speaking FM's Kokoroko program, he said that we see Pratt. When you look at the history of the universe, there once lived dinosaurs, but there are no more dinosaurs anywhere in the world today. Why? Species can become extinct. Species can be wiped away. That's what Kwesi Pratt says. Kwesi Pratt is saying it's simple. If we accept the vaccine, if we don't accept the vaccine, coronavirus is real. It's better to accept it, and you will know that you tried and died, than not get it at all and still die. Venture and die, than to stay there and die. That's the point Kwesi Pratt is making. But my brother, my sister, real as it seems, I would have loved that Kwesi Pratt will talk more about the remedies that we have. That we have a country that is so useless when it comes to things like this. Every trotro you sit in Ghana, there's somebody who's selling cocodro. There's somebody in it. Starts off most of the time by preaching. And the next 10 minutes, he starts selling all kinds of medicines, herbal medicines, every trotro that we sit in. If he's not free, then he's saying cocoedro, or he's doing both or false. Which public transport in Ghana would you sit in? And there is not herbal medicine seller or a preacher in Ghana. Are we saying that all these herbalists are useless or they are fake? What have they done to be able to deal with this COVID? That you have to run with your tails in between your legs, running after the white man to save you from extinction in the west of Kwesi Pratt. What happened to our great ancestors? What happened to all those wonderful minds? Right now, Pan-Africanists like Kwesi Pratt are looking up to the west to save us from extinction. That is the case of desperation. You see the point I'm making? I am in no way going to fall Kwesi Pratt. No way. I will not do that. But I'm bringing your mind to the reality of the times. I would prefer going for a herbal something rather than waiting for some diseased, poisonous vaccine to come from a kitchen that I don't know, to come here and finish me up. Other people would say, oh, hey, listen, Blakk Rasta, all those medicines that are coming in for malaria and so many different things. Do you know where they are coming from? No, but at least I know that a lot of people have been cured with time using those things. So there's a track record. And I'm rejecting the vaccine because I know there is a track record when it comes to vaccines like this. And already it's happening in South Africa. It is better to stand by your principles and be extinct than to accept something that defies your principles and kills your principles just because you want to live. What is life about anyway? What is life about? It's better for you to die young, having achieved what you made to achieve, than to die old, achieving nothing. Think about it. We all have opinions. That is my opinion. I think that yes, when the vaccines come, let our doctors also look at these things. And I'm not talking about heck-minded doctors who accept everything from the white man's kitchen. I'm talking about militant Pan-Africanist doctors who know what it is. Not stereotype-minded doctors. Not westernized-minded doctors who accept everything that comes from the white man without any question. In the interim, can we be quick with whatever health operations that they said they had discovered. But I have a solution too. Keep your immune system strong. Stop eating all the goat and all the cow and all those animals. They themselves are running away from corona. The cow is running away from corona. The goat is running from corona. Then you go and catch the goat and you are eating it. You go and catch the cow, you are eating the cow. Eat vegetables. Vegetables don't catch corona. Drink water. Corona cannot live in water. Eat vegetables. Get your immune system strong. Stop running to pharmacies to buy immune boosters and eat naturally. And when you eat naturally, your immune system will be big. Corona will come and hit you and go away. Later, doctors will tell you, oh, you have recovered from this COVID-19. How did you do it? I didn't even know. It came and hit me and passed, and I didn't even realize it. Think about it, my brother, my sister. Today, I did not intend to talk too much about the coronavirus, but I think that when our respected elders like Kwesi Pratt speak, it is important that we all sit back and look at the reality of the situation. We saw how it happened in Tuskegee, Alabama for 40 solid years. Black people were injected with syphilis. 40. When they tried it on the Moyan people, they died like mosquitoes. But black people resisted it. The melanin, the immune system resisted it. A lot of black people died with time. Not like the other people in Guatemala and some other places who died like mosquitoes. Anytime they bring diseases, they try those on black people because we have a strong resistance for all those things. Anyway, have you heard that Ebola has come up again in Congo? Can we go back to our herbs? Can we eat properly now? You drink apetici night and day, and you expect your immune system to work. You go and sit in a beer bar, fill your belly with alcohol. You smoke your head off. Everything that takes you high, you want it. So you fly high and meet corona out. The corona is in the air. Let us be careful, my brother, my sister, and let's handle this thing very careful, or else, my brother, my sister, it is going to slap our cringing brows very, very soon, and we will all be in trouble. I leave it here. Let me deal with something quickly. Ajiman Menu is supposed to be the health minister, right? He's supposed to be answering some questions at a vetting, and he says that the 88 hospitals that Nana Addo wanted to build, 13 districts are yet to offer land for construction. 13 districts. Who owns the land? Did they check the land before they said they were going to build 88 hospitals? Think about it, brethren. Hey, if you say that you will supply 1 ton of fish, it means that you already have the fish. Now the only thing left is the supply. If you say that you are going to stone a man and you are visually impaired, then your foot is standing on a stone. True or false? Nana Addo said he will build 88 hospitals to fight coronavirus. Health minister, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Now, they are saying 13 districts have not provided land for the 88 hospitals. You see these comedians? You see these comedians? The chief comedian is Nana Addo. chief comedian is Nanado. They take us for fools. My brother, you want to build 88 hospitals. Do you want to hang them in the air? Or you want to build them in the sea? You surely are going to build that on land. Now you don't have the land, and then you already have a number of hospitals you are building. Now you are crying and throwing the blame on 13 districts that have not offered you land. Comedy. 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 Yet you have land to build a cathedral. You are broken houses to make way for a cathedral so you can go there and worship your God. Yet you can't find land. Oh. You cannot find land. My brother, my sister, you cannot find land to build the 88 hospitals in a country that is sovereign. In a country where the president's word is final. In a republic headed by a president. Health minister at the vetting said that, oh, the 88 hospitals that we promised, 13 districts are yet to offer land for construction. You see, they take us for food. They take us for idiots, and I don't blame them. It's because we all are fools. You are a fool. I am a fool. 30 million fools in this country. That is why a few comic, wicked politicians can puppet all of us like that. Is it not painful? 30 million strong men and women. A few useless old men are in power. And they are the useless old men who are playing with your minds. Oh, who built 88 hospitals, one district, one factory, one municipality, $1 million, one bag. And today, they have not achieved that. One village, one dam, as if they created the sea. So anytime they want a dam, they just have to wave a magic wand and it happens. Is it not comic? Please come with me. Let us reason together. Forget the words that you might think are harsh. Come, let's sit down. You have a bread you can think. Forget that Nanado is your uncle's elder brother's grandfather. Forget that Baumia is your sister's former boyfriend's brother's cousin. Let's sit together and put into use our brain. 88 hospitals. And we all started questioning that. But they said, Nanado said, I will surprise people with the 88 hospitals. I will make sure it happens. Nanado, you all heard it. Today, health minister goes for vetting. Why? Have you been able to build all the 88 hospitals that you promised? With all respect, 13 districts are yet to offer us land. Comic talk, useless talk, morose talk, drunken talk. The youth must stand up. The youth must be strong. You can't let these old men pile up debt for you. You cannot let these old men steal your destiny, having blown away their destinies. You go to court. Those who have stolen your destiny, they are not spirits. They are human beings who continue to steal your destinies because you are drunk, you are morose, and you are sleeping. Wake up. When you wake up, your destinies will return to you. They are flying their children abroad to go and study. You and me, our children are Dansuman cluster of schools, Teshi cluster of schools, Choco cluster of schools. And when you go into one classroom that is supposed to take 20 people, it's about 280 people. One chair, 3 people are sitting on it, neck to neck. People have to wade through rivers and water in order to go to school. School children sit in a classroom. There is a rain, and the whole classroom block breaks onto them and kills them. Because they built the classroom with mud, no cement. Cement is too expensive. Yet you have money for cathedral. You have found the land for the cathedral. There was no land. They created land. They broke down the houses that housed the judges and made way for the cathedral. Now they can't find land to build hospitals. Are we human beings, or we are dinosaurs which have long gone extinct? Think about it, my brethren, my sister. I care about you. I don't need a penny from you. All I need from you is to join me so we can create a better future, not for us, but for those who are coming after us. Because for us, it's too late. Maybe. Until we all unite and come together to fight these cancerous old men and women. They will infect us with their cancer. And the health minister says he's very strong. They should ask his wife. He's a very strong man. Meanwhile, a few weeks or so ago, you were heard telling people that they should sympathize with you. Or now he says he's been misquoted. What he really said was that they should sympathize with them as they try to work for them. Sympathize? Sympathize? No, please sit back. We don't want to sympathize with you. Just go and sit down. We are fed up. We want people who are strong and powerful, not you. Not you. You want my sympathy for what? You want my sympathy for what? Old men and women who long retired and they have come out of their graves. My brother, my sister, resurrected to come and take the jobs of the young men and young women. You want sympathy from me. For what? Be wise. Be wise, my brother. Look at road drivers. 99% of them are all young men and women. Taxi drivers, 99% young men and young women. And some of them, if you hear their qualifications, you will melt like wax before the fire. The old men and your old women, excuse my language, they are those who are supposed to be driving taxis. Because driving a taxi, you don't need too much energy. Is it true or false? Driving a trotro, you don't need too much energy. You are a driver. You sit and you are driving, exercising your brain. You know the route even more than the young men because you have lived in the area from only God knows how long. You understand? Experience. But no, it's the young men and young women who are driving the taxis and the trotros. The old men and the old women who are supposed to take that as their retirement work. No, they have taken the young men's work elsewhere. It's like coaches now becoming footballers on the pitch, playing, and the players themselves are sitting on the bench coaching. That's what is happening. To God be the glory. Too much talk is not good. I leave it here. But to the wicked politicians, posterity will judge you so harshly.
wicked plan.